Rose misses another. Smith has it. Knicks down 3. Should the Bulls foul? No. Anthony for 3. Bang! That one goes down, and the game is tied. Shepard on the drive, out to Anthony. Smith, a three-pointer, way off the mark. Chandler tips it out again. And the Knicks will reset down by 2. Mike Whitson not calling timeout.
And I like that move.
In the hands of Anthony. Anthony for 3. Puts it in! Knicks by 1 with 8.2 remaining. And again, you've got a 6'9" guy on you. He's a couple of feet again beyond the arc.
Carmelo Anthony is a 10-time All-Star, a scoring champion, and will go down as one of the most skilled offensive talents the league has ever seen. This same Carmelo Anthony has been on 3 teams in the last 2 years, is dubbed selfish, a loser, and has seen his performance dip tremendously over the last few seasons. His buddy isn't the only one about to leave the dance floor. This is Carmelo Anthony's last dance. A lot of people forgot who or what Carmelo Anthony once was because of how horribly he's been ripped recently. Well, let me remind you.
Then he reaches in and he and Grant George team up to win possession for the Thunder. Anthony to the rim. He scores.
Shot clock to 3. Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony is one of the most dominant players we have in the NBA today.
Off the steal. Carmelo with the pull-up. As Jamison fires one up, comes up short. Here's Kidd. Anthony back, pulls it up, wide open. Anthony, yes. He has been unconscious. 4 for 4. 3 from downtown.
He was a scoring phenom from the second he entered the league. As a matter of fact, last season was his first time ever averaging less than 20 points a game in his entire career. And for a long time, he was the most feared offensive player in the league. He was unstoppable. Am I exaggerating? Well, let's ask Kobe.
He's always been the player that I enjoyed guarding the most because he was the most difficult because of his size and his speed. And
More difficult than LeBron?
for me, yeah. Because it's not maybe myself, Melo, Paul Pierce, and Durant's really developed it. Players that can shoot the long ball, have a great mid-range game, great post-up game, turn around left shoulder, turn around right shoulder. Melo does it all, and he's strong as a bull. And for me, I weigh $180, soaking wet, going up against that bull, man. It's fun.
Now it's important that you take notice that I'm speaking strictly offense, because we know what Carmelo is as a defender, and he's not. And unlike James Harden, who actually isn't a terrible defender and is just lazy, Melo really tries his best on defense, at times. He just can't move his feet. It's like playing in cinder blocks for him. Now, how did we get to this point? Such a low point for Melo. Now, if you compare him to the other top prospects of that 2003 NBA draft, Wade is entering his final season, and he's been in a steady, slow decline performance-wise and physically. Chris Bosh has been out of the league for a number of years due to his own health issues. And LeBron, well, he's LeBron, but it's clear that LeBron is the exception and not the rule. So in theory, Melo is right on track with his peers and might even outlast some of them. So why all the criticism? For one, more eyes are on him, because he's the only one of those four without a ring, and hasn't had the same team success in his career as those three, even though they all played together and won together. But even then, Wade won before the Big Three, and LeBron went on to win after the Big Three. So that doesn't help Melo either. Secondly, Melo has been emphatic on starting. He is refusing to come off the bench, which makes him look bad, especially when he hasn't been performing. And two, he's never won. It makes him look like he doesn't want to win unless he's a focal point or amongst those who are. And that would have been fine 5 years ago, but his peak is past. Now, I'm obviously not predicting that Melo will retire after this season, but this is Melo's last dance in the sense that he needs to prove himself a little bit. This season will project how many years until Melo is forced out of the league, because trust me, he won't go easy or willingly. He clearly has too much pride for that, but here he is in the perfect situation for him, with two of the top 10 players, one of them being his best friend and a dog in Chris Paul, and a team that requires no defense out of him. What more could Melo ask for? The team in theory is also a championship contender, even though I believe they're taking a huge step back in losing Trevor Ariza and a couple other defensive pieces. However, it does set the stage for Melo to be an X factor between winning and losing, which is really what Carmelo wants. You can call him a lot of things, but you can't call him scared. Welcome to Melo's last dance.
Here on the first half, Anthony's going to try and get one more shot off from half court at the buzzer. Oh, he puts it in from half court.